Please prepare for Teisho. Please sit comfortably and sit facing our teacher. In a moment, we'll recite the Gatha on Opening the Sutra, which is found on page 8 of the liturgy book. Gatha on Opening the Sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It's a bit Margaritaville, a bit Dharma tonight, is it not? It's kind of nice. It's very sultry tonight, isn't it? The weather. Okay. So, this is actually the start of session. Tomorrow, we're going to have an open sky day, and then we will go into a more normal periods timed kind of session. But you can kind of feel it, right? It's already starting to happen. So we're going to continue on with our grimoire, the book of antidotes to the many and sometimes quite pernicious samsaric spells that we've all been benighted by. And now we're on antidote number 23. Wei Nang's neither good nor evil. So remember, when you're listening to a teisho, it's said to be dark to the mind, but radiant to the heart. So all you have to do is just let it come to you and receive it. And not worry too much about whether you understand it. Just allow it to do its work, similar to taking, the pill that the doctor prescribes for you. You just sort of take it and let it do its work. So this is kind of a long case, and there are many points to it, but I think tonight we'll just sort of focus on maybe one or two. So this is Wei Nang, the sixth patriarch. Neither good nor evil. The sixth ancestor was pursued by Ming, General Ming, the head monk as far as Dahui Peak. The teacher, seeing Ming coming, laid the robe and bowl on a rock and said, "This robe represents the Dharma. There should be no fighting over it. You may take it back with you." Ming tried to lift it up, but it was as immovable as a mountain. Shivering and trembling, he said, "I came for the Dharma, not for the robe. I beg you, lay brother, please open the way for me." Wei Nang said, "Don't think good, don't think evil. At this very moment, what is the original face of Ming, the head monk?" In that instant, Ming had great satori. Sweat ran down from his entire body. In tears, he made his bows, saying, "Besides these secret words and secret meanings, is there anything of further significance?" The teacher said, "What I have just conveyed to you is not secret. If you reflect on your own face, whatever is secret will be right there with you." Ming said, "Though I practiced at Huangmei with the assembly, I could not truly realize my original face. Now, thanks to your pointed instruction, I am like someone who drinks water and knows personally whether it is warm or cold. Lay brother, you are now my teacher." Wei Nang said, "If you can say that, then let us both call Huang Mei our teacher. Maintain your realization carefully." Woman's commentary. It must be said that the sixth ancestor forgets himself completely in taking action here. He is like a kindly grandmother who peels a fresh lychee, removes the seed, and puts it into your mouth. Then you only need to swallow it down. a woman's verse. It can't be described. It can't be pictured. It can't be praised enough. Stop groping for it. The original face has nowhere to hide. When the world is destroyed, it is not destroyed. So, there's a little bit of a backstory that I think would help us to understand this koan. So Wei Neng was an illiterate practitioner from the South. And when he came to study at Wang Mei's monastery, Wang Mei recognized his capacity and realized, he's really young. He's not literate. I don't know how well he's going to integrate into the community. I better stick him in the kitchen shucking the rice. Keep him out of view a little bit. So that's what he did. And there's a couple of different koans about his life in the kitchen and how his teacher tested him while he was in the kitchen. At some point, the abbot of this particular monastery wanted to transmit the Dharma. So he basically said, I'm ready to transmit. Put your writing on the wall, and we'll see what happens. Demonstrate to me your understanding. So the head monk at that time, his name was Jinshu, wrote a poem. And the poem is as follows. The body is the Bodhi tree. The mind is like the stand of a clear mirror. Wipe it clean from time to time to time to time. Never let dust never let dust and rubbish appear on it. Never let dust and rubbish appear on it. And the next morning, the abbot saw this poem, and he kind of said, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. Certainly anybody who practices this way will never make a mistake. So the question is that praise or something else? So having studied here, you know which one it is immediately, right? Since we focus on 10,000 mistakes quite a bit, right? But it's important to understand that what this particular monk was expressing is not incorrect, right? But as Dharma practitioners, we need to know, okay, what was the part of the Dharma that this monk was emphasizing? So remember, you have 3 very distinct practices. You have renunciation, concentration, and wisdom. So when he's talking about never let the dust and the rubbish settle on your mind, what part of practice do you think he's talking about? If you said the first part, renunciation, yes, you're correct. So renunciation is actually the foundation of the practice. But it's incredibly kind of tiring, if you will, right? You really got to just be doing this sort of whack-a-mole thing with your mind. And you're always a little bit at war with your mind. And you're always watching to make sure things are going well and checking to make sure things are clean and pure and that the negative karma isn't being spun around you and ensnaring you in its grip. the Mahayana turn is to appreciate that that is an aspect of practice. But the great release, the great trust, the great resting in our Buddha nature leaps totally clear of this watcher, totally clear of keeping an eye on this and that and the other thing. So when Wei Nang happened to be walking by with one of his friends from the kitchen, he couldn't read. So he asked his friend, so what did the head monk say? And the friend read the poem. And Wei Nang was like, okay, I see where that guy is coming from. I'm not sure that's the whole story. In fact, I know that's not the whole story. And Wei Nang said, well, I've got something, but I don't know how to write. Can you write it on the wall for me? And his friend said, sure. And this is Wei Nang's poem. Bodhi really has no tree. The mirror, too, has no stand. From the beginning, there's nothing at all. Where can any dust alight? So here, immediately, you're thrown into this sort of free fall groundlessness. You're immediately like in the realm of the boundless and in the realm of no obstructions, way past good and evil, this and that. You're in the realm of the rhinoceros. Bring me the rhinoceros, another famous koan. You're in the realm of, does a dog have Buddha nature? Moo. You're in the realm of moo. You're totally thrust into this this liminal space of the dualistic mind not being able to have anything to grasp onto. And why is that important? Why do we need to do that? Why do we need to enter in to this boundless place? Why can't we just do whack-a-mole and purify everything? Right? Because that's not our true nature, whack-a-mole, right? I mean, honestly, if that was our true nature, that's all we had was whack-a-mole, I would be really nervous. I mean, you would talk about alienation or like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with my life. That would be it. Imagine if you had like an entire life of just watching and making sure you were doing it right. And not only you doing it right, but everybody else around you doing it right. What a small world. What a small life. Right? Wei Nang comes along and says, no, let's get to the Buddha nature. Let's get to our face before our parents were born. Let's get to our true self. Let's live from that place. Let's live from that boundless place so that when we do engage the watcher is totally one with no watcher. Now, this is a very different watcher, right? So this is the state that we're in. And what happened here is that the abbot saw this second poem on the wall the next day, and he said, the Dharma has run away because he saw it And he told Wei Dong, dude, you got to get out of here. You clearly have the Dharma, and I'm giving it to you. But if all the other monks find out that I just gave you the Dharma, they're going to have your head. Because that's not the way this is supposed to go down, right? But when you're in the world of this and that and right and wrong, things do have to go down in a certain way, right? Otherwise, what the heck's going on here? I mean, we see that here in the Sangha. People are at all stages of practice, in all lengths of time. And it's like, well, wait a minute, how did that happen, right? It's just how the karmic conditions of everybody works. It has nothing to do with stages at all, or length of time. Well, I've been here for a long time, and I should have this and that. Nothing to do with that at all. So he actually rode Wei Nong across the river and told him to go hide in the mountains. So Wei Nong hoofed it up the mountain. And of course, the next day, when the abbot said, I have nothing to say, the Dharma has run away, they all go, what is going on here? Something happened last night. This guy's kind of getting a little loopy, and where is the Dharma? We've got to find the Dharma. So they set out to find Wei Nong. And the general, the retired general, Miao, of course, was fast and disciplined and focused and was not stopping because he knew how to just keep going. So all the other monks were like, and they stop, but he's not going. He's not stopping. And finally, he reaches Wei Nong. And this is where the story begins. The sixth ancestor was pursued by Ming, the head monk, as far as Daiyu Peak. The teacher, Wei Nong, seeing Ming coming, laid the robe and bowl on a rock and said, this robe represents the Dharma. There should be no fighting over it. You may take it back with you. So can you imagine this general who's like just all in, trying to be on the side of right and return this transmission to its proper place? And after all of that work, he just gets it handed to him on this rock. Already his brain is kind of going, what the heck is going on here, right? Why would this guy just give it up? So of course, probably goes swaggering over to get it. Ming tried to lift it up, but it was as immovable as a mountain. So here, this is where that magical liminal space starts to operate, right? This totally unexpected event starts to show up. And this is where the Dharma starts to turn, right? Shivering and trembling, he said, I came for the Dharma, not for the robe. I beg you, lay brother, please open the way for me. And here his true heart's desire just pours forth. And in that authenticity, he's totally met by the Dharma. Hint, 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 hint. I came for the Dharma, not the robe, not all the bells and whistles that go with it. I came for the truth of my life and everyone else's life. That's us, right? please open the way for me. So that, hat in hand, as Roshi says, bowing to ourselves, to each other, to the lineage, to the trees and the crickets. I came for the Dharma, please open the way for me. What would it be like if every time you sat on the cushion, you said to this yourself, I came for the Dharma, please open the way for me. This is so generous of Wei Lemang. He actually gave him a pointing out instruction. He didn't just let him kind of stand there in the cicadas, which Muman was not very pleased with that. He would have liked that much better, I think. Remember, he says, you you brought the fruit out, you peeled it for him, you took the seeds out, you popped it in his mouth. This is the moment where he popped it in his mouth. Don't think good, don't think evil. At this very moment, what is the original face of Ming, the head monk? That is a koan point that you will work on and you will present in the Dokusan room. In that instant, Ming had great satori. Sweat ran from his entire body. In tears, he made his bow, saying, beside these secret words and secret meanings, is there anything of further significance? So secret words and secret meanings. We are the ones that make things secret to ourselves through our own not trusting our face before our parents were born, our face before we think good and evil, before we're doing that whack-a-mole of trying to wipe the mirror, purify the mirror, keep it clean of dust and rubbish. As soon as we settle down and just trust. Now remember, the Ango theme is all about this trust. Prajna, samadhi. Prajna, clear, luminous, aware. Calm, warm-hearted, abiding. These are your pointing out instructions. Let me repeat them. Clear, luminous, aware, calm, warm-hearted, abiding. What I have just conveyed to you is not secret. It is you. And it is everybody you meet. If you reflect on your own face, whatever is secret will be right there with you. That is a promise. That is a guarantee. You can absolutely trust that. Ming said, though I practiced at Wang Mei with the assembly, I could not truly realize my original face. Now, thanks to your pointed instruction, I am like someone who drinks water and knows personally whether it is warm or cold. Lay brother, now you are my teacher. So just imagine this complete turn of his heart. I mean, this guy was like running after him to take him down and to take that bowl and bring it back, and God knows what he was going to do with the guy. He was certainly not going up there to, say, hey, dude, how you doing? Nice to see you. He went from that to, will you be my teacher? That is an incredible conversion. What did he see? What allowed him to turn his heart completely inside out and upside down? What allowed him to soften? What allowed him to tenderize? What allowed him to have this really natural sense of respect for this guy that he was running after, ready to take down? This is a really interesting question. And seeing this original face has that much power to completely turn our lives around. This is the point. This is what this koan is showing. And then Wei Nong, again, is such a good teacher. If you can say that, then let us both call Wang Mei our teacher. So in other words, he's saying, no, I'm not your teacher. Go back, right? He was my teacher, he's also your teacher, and you have a karmic relationship with him, and maintain that. And he also says, maintain your realization carefully. Mumon's verse, it can't be described, it can't be pictured. It can't be a poem on a wall, right? It's the mere pointing. This bottom falling out that is completely leaps clear of any word, of any duality. It can't be praised enough, right? This thing that leaps clear of all whack-a-mole, all of the warring factions that we have in our heads, and the relationships we have with others. This thing that cuts right through that completely turns that around, that tenderizes that allows us to deeply respect and praise and live out of the precious human life moment that we're in. It can't be praised enough. Stop groping for it, right? Stop trying to lift it up. Stop trying to run after it. It can't be lifted up and it can't be run after. Why is that? Because it's already there, right? It's already there. It is in the groping after it, not separate from the groping after it. The original face has nowhere to hide. It couldn't possibly be a secret. There's nowhere it isn't. When the world is destroyed, it is not destroyed. So this original face that has nowhere to hide, that is this incredible healing balm that has the power to, the true power to turn our negative motivation, our negative emotion, our grasping, our groping, our ignorance, however, whatever klesha you want to describe. That original face that has the true power to cut through that and transform that is what we're practicing. And remember the pointing out instructions of the Ango. Prajna, samadhi. Clear, luminous, aware, calm, warm-hearted, abiding. This is who we are, and this is what we're practicing together.
Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Thank you for your practice, everyone. That concludes our service for this evening. Are there announcements to make other than that session starts tomorrow for those who've already registered? Oh, yes, please. Of course, I can put this on the first time. Probably better that time.
My name is Jakai. I just also wanted to remind everybody that on October 13th and 14th, it's a Friday and a Saturday, we're going to have a Sangha work kind of opportunity that we're inviting everybody who can to participate. We'll be doing lots of planting and restoration of the grounds, and there will also be some sewing and pasta making that day on the Saturday. But if you can come, please join us. Thank you.
Thank you all. Please restore the Zendo.